Aqaba Airport has a right-hand traffic pattern, as it's just on the border with Israel. On the other side of the border is the city of Eilat with its airport. CarolAnn would fly south following an airway from Jordanian airspace into Egyptian airspace, climbing to a mandatory 12,000-foot altitude. Here, she's flying toward the Gulf of Aqaba, with the mountains in Jordan on her left and Eilat on her right.
After a little while, I had the Saudi Arabia coast on my left-hand side and the mountains of the Egyptian Sinai on the right. As I came over the islands in the Red Sea off the coast of Egypt, the colors of the water were azure blue, and there were boats everywhere. Apparently, this is a wonderful scuba diving spot. I was headed to October 6th Airport to the west of Cairo International, where Eddie and Ahmed from General Aviation Support Egypt met me on arrival. They're helping small planes transit Egypt and enjoy Cairo if the pilots are interested. I was most definitely. Of course we saw the pyramids. What amazed me the most is how close the city is to the pyramids. It has encroached right to the edge of them. In addition, we saw the Great Sphinx and the more recently discovered solar boat, thought to be buried next to the pharaoh for his use in the afterlife. Another day, we visited the old sections of Cairo with the bazaar and densely packed side streets. We visited the Egyptian Museum, and I saw Tahrir Square, site of the January 2011 demonstrations. In no time, I was flying again and headed south to Luxor. Flying over the Nile River, you can see the lush green vegetation on each side of the river. Then it turns back to desert. On final approach, I got a good view of the Nile to my right, the lush green vegetation below, and then the barren desert ahead, where the airport is located on the outskirts of the city.
The west bank of the Nile River at Luxor is one of the most important archaeological sites in the world. It's referred to as the Valley of the Kings. The whole west bank is honeycombed with tombs, not just of the ancient Egyptian kings, but also of queens, of their families, and the nobles who served them.
In the Valley of the Kings tour, we entered 3 tombs, Ramses I, the III, and the IV. These were all raided many years before modern archaeologists found them, but a lot of the hieroglyphs are intact, and some of the colors remain. In the Valley of the Queens tour, we visited 2 princes and 1 queen's tomb. The colors are more vivid than in the king's tombs, although the tombs are much smaller. After a visit to the Karnak temples and the museum, it was time to leave again.